More on factoring binomials. We're working some examples. We have x cubed plus 1 is equal to, now let's keep in mind this is 1 can be rewritten as 1 cubed. So we gotta keep that in mind. So we have x plus 1 times x squared. Now remember, we're going to write a minus there. It's the opposite of whatever this sign is here. And then we do 1 times x, and 1 times x is just x, plus whatever that number is squared. 1 squared is 1. Okay, let's look at x cubed minus 1. So we want to factor that. That's the difference of two cubes. Remember, 1 can be rewritten as 1 cubed. So we say x minus 1 times x squared, because this is a minus sign, we're going to write just the opposite sign here, plus, and then 1 times x, which is just x, and then 1 squared, which is just 1. You can always go back and check your work and multiply this thing out that we came up with on the right hand side, and it should condense down to 1, or x cubed minus 1. Let's just do that. So 1 times x squared, we'll write it right down here. 1 times x, or x times x squared is x cubed. X times x is x squared. X times 1 is just x. Now let's look at this one here. We've got minus 1 times x squared is minus x squared minus 1 times x, and minus 1 times 1. Now let's see what we got. Collect up the like terms. Okay, we don't have anything else that's like the x cubed, so we just rewrite. We have a positive x squared and a minus x squared, so those are going to cancel out. We have a plus x and a minus x, they cancel out, and we're just left with 1. Now that's what we started with. So we know that we factored that correctly. Okay. Okay, let's look at another example. 4x squared minus 1. 4x squared minus 1. I'm going to rewrite this as 2x. That quantity is squared minus 1 squared. So what do we have? We have the difference of two squares. And we did this in the previous video, or maybe a couple back, on factoring the difference of two squares. So it's going to be 2x minus 1, right? It's whatever this is, minus 1 times 2x plus 1. And that's now been completely factored. Let's look at another one. Back to the difference of two cubes, and this is the sum of two cubes actually, is 8x cubed plus 1. So this can be rewritten as 2x, right? That quantity cubed plus 1 cubed. Now that we have it in this form, I'm going to take what's in parentheses here. So this is 2x plus 1 times 2x. This whole thing is squared. Look at this sign, it's just the opposite. Put a minus. And then it's 1 times 2x, which is just 2x, plus whatever this is squared, which is just a 1. Now, of course, we can rewrite this. That's 2x quantity squared, so that'd be 2 squared, and x squared would make that 4x squared. We'll go ahead and rewrite. So 2x plus 1 times 4x squared minus 2x plus 1. Remember in this term, I'm sure I said this, but I just want to repeat it just in case I did. To get this term, remember it was whatever's here times whatever's in that position, which happens to be 2x, and then it would be 2x times 1. However, I didn't write that 1 right here. I left it off. That's been completely factored. Yes. Right. So you can see where you can reach me at for more problems in mathematics. See you in the next tutorial.